What's up, y'all? Welcome to Prime TV. I'm your host, Qiayel. It is pronounced it's spelled with a Q, but it is pronounced Qiayel. And today I have a special guest with me, y'all. He is a writer for Ground Cover, and he's been through some stuff, but he's a great and awesome dude. So, welcome, Mike. Do you go by Mike Jones or just Mike?
Mike Jones.
All right, so yeah, round of applause. All right, so you can go ahead and introduce yourself and let them know a little bit about what you do.
All right, my name is Mike Jones, the rapper, the writer, the photographer, the philosopher, the Asiatic African American extraordinaire. And I'm here with Qiayel, and she's going to interview me, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So, just to go over a little bit of the things that you do. I know you're a writer. How exactly did you come into writing? Was that something that you always wanted to do, or kind of just stumbled across it?
Well, something I wanted to do and knew that I was somewhat good at, but it was always on the back burner until one day I wrote an article for Ground Cover about my music, and stuff like that. And then people was like, "Man, you're very articulate." And I was like, "Oh, really?" Blah blah blah, and that triggered something. So I started writing from there.
Okay. What type of articles do you write about?
Well, I like to write things that are dear to my heart. Something I take serious. So political articles. Like I wrote an article on the pro-Palestine rally in front of Debbie Dingell's office, and my latest article is on Dr. Cornel West, who's running for president. So things of that nature.
All right. And you said that you do make music, correct?
Correct.
What type of music do you make?
90s underground hip hop is what I make, and R&B as well. I like to sing.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a child, I grew up playing the bass guitar and the piano.
Okay. Any other instruments other than the guitar?
Well, now I'm a computer, on the computer, but
Yeah. I did read about that a little bit, about you doing the music stuff on the computer. I don't know how to do it at all. Maybe you have to show me sometime. But it looks interesting. I like to do computer type stuff. I've always been to computer technology, so
it seems like you'll be good at making music, because this right here, it's pretty much the same thing: putting stuff together, hooking stuff up, learning the ins and outs of the computer and different software for music. Yeah.
When it comes to your music, who are some of the people that inspire you?
Oh, first of all, Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Clan on the rap tip, and Nas. Tupac is my boy.
Yeah,
for sure.
I love Tupac.
Right.
I haven't too much of Nas, or haven't heard too much of Nas. I know a few songs, but Tupac, definitely the dude.
That's and Aretha Franklin, gospel music and stuff like that. Yeah.
So you can go ahead, share just a little bit about your background. How did you get to this stage in your life?
Well, I was born and raised right here in Ann Arbor, Ypsilanti area. Went to Ann Arbor public schools. A recorded record that I was, somewhat disruptive in class.
Yeah, I did read that.
And it was, an experience, of a lifetime, just in and out of, special education, arguing with teachers and staff too.
Yeah.
Learning how to, work that and come, and end up graduating and, living a full life. And the kids that I grew up with that were also in special ed, you would never know it.
Yeah.
To this day, you'd be like, you'll never know what type of kid he was, And
how was it going to? I think you said you went to Pathways. I think that's what I read. Was it Pathways
no,
or
it's Stone School?
Stone School.
Right. It's same like Pathways now, basically.
Okay. How was the experience though?
Oh, that was a great experience for me, because when I got kicked out of regular school and went to Stone School to get my GED, it was smaller classrooms. I was I had my options on the table. You can sit and graduate, which, I didn't have enough credits. I've been there for ages trying to graduate, so I did the GED program and was able to just go right through it. Passed every test, without fail. So it was good for me. Smaller classrooms, learn your lesson, English, math, science, social studies, and I was done with it.
Were the teachers kind of like more stern, I guess?
Well, not really, because now if you're talking about like special education, now that's a different thing than other than going to pathways or something like that. Now, special education, yeah, it's more behavioral than academics. They're trying to deal with how you socialize. People who are in special education, they want to argue.
Right.
You know what I mean? Back talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I had my cousin. She went to, I think it was Pathways. She has some behavioral issues in school. So I kind of wanted to know the difference between that and then going to regular.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's an experience because, like, okay, in special ed, it's like, I don't know, no more than 10 in the class. You don't even socialize with girls.
Really?
Right. You walk down the line. You got to be in a single file line to walk the hallways.
Oh man.
So all those things are embarrassing to a 13-year-old. You know what I mean? And it was just about how did I got out there, because I learned that, okay, I can't argue. I got to learn how to have proper dialogue with my teachers and staff. And then I was back in regular school again, just like that. Once I came to the realization, me arguing with you is not going to keep, get me out of here.
Yeah.
So,
was there anything that triggered that type of behavior from you, or you just
as far as me
acting up?
Oh, acting up.
Yeah.
Well, as a child, you don't hold no punches as far as how you feel. If you disagree with something, you let people know you disagree with something. Whereas as I matured, you realize rational thought started. Okay, I gotta say and walk a certain way to maneuver my way through the way I want to get through.
Yeah.
Beforehand, I didn't understand that.
Okay.
So I was always hitting that brick wall.
Yeah. My mom, she didn't play, so I was definitely very.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
See, I was raised by my grandparents as well, where they spoiled me. I was raised by my uncles and aunts. Their parents were my parents because my mom was in prison and on drugs.
Yeah. And
so I had very loose upbringing, so that kind of helped too for me being disruptive as well, because my grandparents were 70 years old.
Yeah.
Raising a little brat. Now, whereas my cousin, who was raised by his mother, whom is a millionaire now because he's a geological engineer for Shell.
Oh, okay.
His mother is strict. She didn't play. And you can see the fruits of that labor, through him. But other than that, I came out all right, I think.
So, I know you touched on, or at least an article I was reading, you touched on becoming homeless. When did that exactly happen for you? And then, like, the duration for you? How long was that?
Right. I would say I was homeless probably on and off like 10 years. Early on was just me being young, dumb, drinking, blah, 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 blah. You're young, you don't really care about, where you lay your head. You're just out having fun. But as time goes on, I end up getting married, blase split, having children, end up, with child support. When I started to get my life together, getting a job and all that, working, driving cab. I had, obligations of, paying child support and then trying to also make a living and keep a roof over my head. And child support wasn't playing, I was going in and out of jail because it wasn't paying child support. And my child support is out of Wayne County, And it was rough,
Yeah.
to say the least, but that helped straighten me up, though. You know, and going in there, you know, I came out a different person.
Yeah.
How much money you want, Judge? You can keep this Wayne County thing.
Yeah.
You know, just all those things end up just adding up to making me into what I am today, a man, and taking responsibility and accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know when I was younger, we experienced homelessness too. I feel like it's something that people don't take as serious. Unfortunately, you know, you see a lot of people on the corners asking for money, but they actually are going to a home or, you know, something like that. You never know who's actually in the predicament and who's not nowadays. So I guess my question would be, like, how do you feel about people that act or is using, I don't know, kind of like tugging at people's hearts, you know?
All right. Yeah.
In those type of situations.
Well, yeah, because they do that, you know, especially if they're on drugs. You know what I mean? You know, then there is cases where, you know, yeah, a lot of them are on drugs.
Yeah.
Because, like, the people you see on Washington with the signs, you
Yeah.
go to work, and people make $600-$700 a day.
I'm sure.
But the next morning, they can't put a cigarette butt together. I can't understand. You know, that means you out there bad.
Yeah.
You should have your own pack of cigarettes at least the next morning. But yeah, most times, you know, people on drugs, and they're gonna tell you whatever it takes to get whatever they're trying to, you know, to get their drugs. You know. And then yeah, you have cases, you know, every now and then where, you know, people do drive away in Jaguars and whatnot. I've known people, you know, who wasn't hurting because, you know, they make good money on the side of the road. $700 a day. If you ain't on drugs, you can end up accomplishing some things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How y'all doing today?
Right. But yeah. So yeah. But other than that, most people are, you know, in need when they're out there. You know. But yeah, it's unfortunate that a lot of people don't know how to distinguish between, you know, somebody really doing bad, you know, until somebody faking them out. Or they, you know, they wouldn't give that person $20 if they knew that $20 was going towards some drugs or to a dope man. They would keep that money in. You know what I mean? Now, me personally, when I was homeless, I might have stayed at the shelter all together maybe a week or two, maybe. And I was always, you know, couch surfing, you know, here and there, blah, 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 you know.
Yeah.
Now, as I got older and was working, you know, I used to get hotel rooms. You know, work all night, sleep all day in a hotel room. Especially if you work all night, it's hard to really find somewhere to rest your head.
Yeah. I know, when I was homeless, we stayed in a motel too. We stayed at Motel 6, right off of State Street.
Right.
And then where else? I know we stayed with a couple of church friends. I stayed with my godmom for a little bit. I don't know. We were kind of just everywhere.
Yeah, that's what it be. You know, it's a nomadic life when you're homeless. You're here, you're there, blah blah. It's a cycle. You know, and there's more homeless now than it was in the past.
Yeah.
Because the economy is so, you know, off the hook. You know, people are really choosing whether or not, you know, a roof over their head or this or that or, you know, medication or what have you. It's rough.
Yeah. Definitely the inflation rates are ridiculous. Even like mortgages and things like that, those are skyrocketing. And then it feels like the government or the assistance isn't shifting as well.
That's right.
With the way that the government is moving, so that's making things harder.
Yeah, that's making things harder because more and more people are homeless, more and more people are mentally ill, and they're not keeping up with the demand of that. So it's a big spill, like mentally ill or being housed with people who are not mentally ill, in prison systems. Because it's no help out here, there's no help in there. And mental illness is a big problem now. amongst the homeless, amongst the incarcerated, and in society as a whole.
Yeah, especially with 2020, with the
Ooh,
pandemic.
that was a big one.
Yeah.
That's what really. A lot of bus drivers can tell you about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I seen a lot of stuff during 2020 on the bus. Like, man, people are going crazy.
Literally.
Right,
Literally
literally
we're
going
driving crazy.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you mind just sharing a little bit what ground cover is so people can know about it?
Yeah, Ground Cover is a nonprofit organization which centers around a publication on homelessness and poverty. There's 40 different street newspapers in America, and there's over 100 newspapers worldwide. So it's a part of a big organization of street newspapers. And at the newspaper, we write articles, take pictures, sell newspapers, and things of that nature. And it helps the homeless and the poverty, with a passive income. You're not going to get rich doing it, that's for certain.
Yeah.
But, it all comes together and trying to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I love selling and things of that nature because I get to meet new people. Like I met you,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like cab driving. That's what I loved about cab driving. That's what I love about ground cover. The people I interact with.
Yeah. Where do you normally sell ground cover, or where can you find ground cover at?
Well, first of all, you can find ground cover downtown Ann Arbor, Liberty and 4th, Liberty Main Street, State Street, and also we're going to be out here in Ypsi this spring, summer, Depot Town, the downtown area by Bobcat Bonnie's, and things, so you can catch us there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where or how exactly did you run into ground cover?
Oh yeah, when I was driving cab, I was in the back of my head. I don't know why, but I used to always go grab paper so I can make extra money. But never really, really got into it that much while I was driving cab because that was my main income anyway. Every now and then I get out and try to sell a paper, but it never really worked for me.
Yeah.
Until the pandemic wiped out cabbing as a whole, and I found, I finally found my voice as far as ground cover. I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So with ground cover, how do you become a writer for a ground cover exactly?
Well, if you desire to write, all you have to do is submit your writings to Ground Cover News Submissions on the website. And like I said, it's centered around poverty and homelessness. So if it has something to do with that, I'm sure you will be published.
Yeah. Didn't have to meet anybody special for that?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
So what is one of the pieces that you've written that is your favorite so far?
The latest one, my latest article, which is in this newspaper, and it's about Dr. Cornel West, right here, and it's about his presidency run for 2024.
Okay.
So I'm just happy to be able to, inform the public that we have options other than the two candidates we do have now.
Okay. I don't know much about what's going on,
Right.
unfortunately. Do you know the two candidates that are running right now?
Yeah, Joe Biden, who's the president now,
Yeah.
and the former president Donald Trump.
Trump.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
okay. So he's running for president.
Yeah, and
Oh, okay.
And so Dr. Cornel West, who's running as an independent under the People's Party, is running for president as well. But, he's independent and he's not, well known as those two presidents. So, yeah, I was happy to, let the public know
Yeah.
that, there's somebody else running for president too.
Yeah.
We have options.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, a lot of people don't. That's why this is like one of my favorite articles because it's of such importance and timely, the time manner in which it's in. A lot of people don't know Cornel West.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, boom. He's running for president. Let me let people know who he is and what he's doing. Yeah. But in the academic world, he's a rock and roll star. Yeah, he's very well known as far as academic world because, he's had professorship, Harvard, Princeton, Dartmouth, University of Paris, you name it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Very
name,
smart.
the name sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I
once
just
you
don't
see
really
his
know.
image, you'll know who. You'll be like, oh, okay, I know who he is.
Yeah. I know you mentioned in another article as well. Because let me tell y'all, first of all, a lot of the information that I read comes from somebody already doing an article on him. So y'all, he already out here. Y'all just gotta get to know him. But you mentioned something about drones. How did you get in touch with drones? You know, is it something that you said that you were interested in it?
Right. Yeah, one day I was sitting at home. I live on the 9th floor. And I seen a drone come hovering up. And it infuriated me. I was very angry. If I had a gun, I would have shot at it. But in the back of my head said, hey, you need one of those. So I went out and purchased one. Which you probably should get one.
A drone?
Just
I thought about it for like different footage angles.
B angles and whatnot. And and bought a drone and really got into it. You know, really started liking it. And when I started liking it so much, I went to get my pilot's license from the FAA. And I went about I studied for a year for the test. And on my birthday 2 years ago, I said, let me go take the test. And I went and took the test and failed the test by 1 point.
Dang.
70%, I got 68%. Yeah, so that was very disappointing. And the whole thing is, just take it in. Well, it costs $150 a test. That's 2 slaps in the face that I can't stand to take right now anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm yet to get my drone license, but I want to do that eventually.
You gonna go back and do it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When money permits, might as well.
Yeah.
But I did do one good thing with the drone. You know, I took it up in Ypsilanti, Michigan, and captured the Black Lives Matter Boulevard. You know what I'm talking about on Adams Street, but now it's called Black Lives Boulevard. I caught that image, and it's doing well in the art galleries.
Oh, that's nice. With you going through the whole phase of being homeless or all that, you know, you said that you mentioned you were paying child support. Are there things that you're teaching your child so they don't fall into the same type of predicament? Or
I teach my son, you know, about manhood, responsibility. You know, choose your woman wisely. Shop around. It's an old song called "Shop Around" by Smokey Robinson. Check it out. Better shop around. Yeah. So, you know, just teach him manhood and responsibility, accountability. You know. And I believe he's going to make all right papa when he becomes a dad. Because he's already my dad.
Yeah.
He thinks he's my dad. So I think he'll be all right papa.
Yeah. My mom said the same thing about me. She was like, am I your child or am I your mom? I was like, I'm just trying to help out, you know. But, yeah. I don't think I have any other questions. I mean, you can go ahead and let the people know, you know, where they can find you, your music, your writing, and all that information. Any updates or, you know, articles that's coming out that you want to share with them?
Well, you can find my music by looking up Get Your Mind Right Crew on Spotify and all the other music platforms like Apple Music, Deezer, and whatnot. And you can always find my articles and other articles written by people such as myself in Ground Cover News. And you can always come to Cuppy's Best and find some good food.
They do got some good food, y'all. I've been here several times. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
So,
so that is all I have for y'all today. I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you, do you have any social media?
Yeah, you can check me out at GCMRC Photos at Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
And also YouTube. Yep.
Alright, and I will leave all of that in the description box below. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.
Peace.